Hi everybody, welcome to this week's video tutorial. Let's sew a wool applique jellyfish coaster. Use this pattern, find it in the description down below, and we'll make a perfect back for it. Let's get started. So today I'm using some fusible web, and I'm also using freezer paper to cut out my shapes. So I want to just show you the difference. The freezer paper is very smooth on the back, very shiny, and the fusible web is a little bit bumpier. I'm not sure it's translating to camera very well, but there you can see it a little bit. It has some ridges. You can feel it with your fingers. And of course it's fusible. So at the beginning I just used the freezer paper to cut out all my shapes. Okay, so now I'm just going around with my pencil tracing the shapes according to the instructions, which again are found in the link down below. Okay, and then shiny side of the freezer paper down on the top side of your wool and use a hot iron to press. Okay, all my shapes are cut. I have the backing fabric, the back wool, the front wool, and my little shape, and now I'm ready to hand sew. Okay, so I'm not going to fuse my shape down. I'm going to use these little tiny applique pins. I really like them. I don't like sewing through fusible that much, so I love these little pins. Okay, so that was the blanket stitch, and now I'm going to do the double threaded running stitch to make the tentacles of the jellyfish. And you can mark the lines. I have chalk. I have actually preferred this pencil. It's really easy to use. You can just eyeball it also if you feel confident. And everybody has a different favorite marking pen, so try a lot of different ones and you'll find your favorite. So I'm starting with that basic running stitch, and there's also a link to that other video in the instructions that goes over it in a little bit more detail. I'm not breaking my thread in the back, I'm just pulling gently to start the next line. Okay, and so I'm going to bring my applique pins back in to hold my front wool to my back wool, and at the very last step I'm going to use the fusible to apply my backing and also to hold all my loose threads in place, which is a great trick, so stay tuned for that. It's coming right up. Okay, so now I'm bringing in my Heat and Bond fusible for these finishing steps. And you can see I've just cut strips. I'm going to place them more in the center of the flannel back, and then I'm going to adhere the wool to the flannel using this adhesive. And I'm not going to give it all the heat here. I'm just going to hold the iron down on it for about 10 seconds or so just to get the glue activating. And then I'm going to show you how you can put your thread in between those two sections, and that gluey part will hold it down at the end when we go over it a final time with the hot iron. And now that I've gone ahead, you can see my threads on the back, and I'll just use that iron one more time to really get that glue activated, and that's what's going to hold those threads in place, and it's pretty permanent. They're not going to move. Okay, here comes the close-up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please remember to like and subscribe. Tune in next week for another great sewing video.